Welcome to the Senior Scoop, where experience meets community. Hi, I'm Deborah Samuel.
And I'm Kelsey Samuel. We're your hosts, bringing you real stories, trusted advice, and expert tips for seniors and their families right here in beautiful Santa Barbara.
Now, let's meet the incredible team behind the scenes at SBSOS, making it all possible.
The Senior Scoop is proudly brought to you by SBSOS, Santa Barbara's support network for seniors. Visit sbsos.care or call us at 805-946-0060 to learn more.
Now, let's dive into this week's Senior Scoop. Hi, I'm Deborah Samuel, co-owner of SBSOS, here with Kelsey Samuel this morning, my wife, and we do everything downsizing, estate sales, and real estate right here in Santa Barbara, California. So it is always a question that our clients have with us is a little bit about our background. So let's start this morning by sharing a little bit about you, Kelsey.
Well, I think it's only fair because the work that we do is so personal. We're going into people's private residences and obviously, being exposed to their private lives. So it's only fair that we get to share a little bit of ours. Obviously, I have an accent. Yes, I do practice it every day. I like to describe myself as being Ausmerican, originally from Australia, but have been living in the States now for well over 30 years, very happily living in the United States. My background is, yes, I started in Australia, in corporate Australia, in pharmaceuticals. It wasn't for me. My heart of adventure took over, and I decided that I wanted to motorcycle through China and Russia solo. But realizing I'd need a little bit of experience to do that, I decided that motorcycling down the Rockies in winter was the ultimate challenge and preparation for such a ride. So that's how I ended up in America, riding through the Rocky Mountains in winter. I learned a lot. Needless to say, I never left, which is a whole story unto itself. But here I am 30 years later with a wealth of experience. I'm very blessed to have been here. I've had numerous businesses and now find myself in Santa Barbara, which is kind of like the quintessential Australian beachside city. So I feel very much at home here. And all my life skills have culminated in us being able to now form this business where we're able to help people downsize, relocate, get beautifully set up, and then you handle the real estate. And I think I had an event company in Los Angeles for many years, and I think the experience there of having to creatively build new spaces for events and had them set up very quickly and broken down very quickly is very similar to the work that we do in downsizing process. So, I mean, that's a little bit, there's a lot more, of course, but as everyone has, big lives, so.
Well, I think the fun thing that we get to share with clients is Kelsey and I have these variety of backgrounds we bring to the table, which really helps our clients.
Sure.
So a little bit about me is I started out my life as a young woman in the aviation field as a mechanic. Very non-traditional career. I wrenched on airplanes, Chicago O'Hare, have a love of aviation, which is something that's always dear to my heart. It tends to be something I talk to a lot of clients about is flying.
Yeah, we're so blessed that we've got clients that have planes, and I know you've been able to go up and fly with some of our clients, which has been awesome.
No, that's always a big treat for me personally. And after about 6 years in the aviation world, I finished my graduate degree and I became a teacher for 20 years, working with adjudicated youth, young people that were sometimes searching for second chances and working with a lot of families who had hard situations. So it was a beautiful career for 20 years that I really enjoyed and made a big impact.
Yes.
And then not only while I was teaching, because all teachers have a moonlighting job. That's just part of what we did as teachers. I ran a construction company and built and flipped about 30 houses. So that is my love of real estate that now comes in, is the fact that I know a lot about what's underneath the sheetrock. With being in construction and helping with remodels. it's a lot of help for the clients when I can help them do pre-inspections on homes now.
Yeah, absolutely. That experience goes miles with our clients in helping them through the process of selling their home. And actually, that's how we came to start SBSOS. One of the many jobs businesses that I have had, I was actually a home inspector here in Santa Barbara, and I was inspecting a home for a realtor, and the realtor turned to me and said, you know, I need to get this lady out of this home in 2 weeks, and she's just had knee surgery, and I'm going to Bali, and I just don't know how this is going to happen. And I was like, So I came home and had a bit of a chat with Deb, and we realized that we had the skills and heart to be able to help someone in this situation, and we have not looked back. A lot of people ask us, well, SBSOS, like, what does that mean? Of course, people have a lot of crazy ideas as to what it means. And you know, this was a new concept, a relatively new concept, and we didn't really know what to call ourselves. So we had this very lofty title, Santa Barbara Senior Organizational Support. Well, fortunately, that's a great acronym, and now we're just known as the SOS Girls, which is a lot easier.
Well, we have 2 vans running around town now with several ladies that help with the process. So our business has grown over the last 7 years.
Oh, yes, I think that's just evident in how we've grown, is just what a need there was for a service like ourselves, where we're able to help people from A to Z. They know who they're working with from the moment we come in, and help them start determining what they'd like to take with them to their new home, right through to the sale process. And people have a lot of confidence in our team as a result.
Well, I think it's important that people learn a little bit about us behind the scenes. And yes, Kelsey and I have quite the life that we've built together, non-traditional. We also live on a yacht at the Santa Barbara Harbor. So we are the ultimate downsizers.
Yeah, certainly. In fact, we just stopped by a woman today as we were walking along the boardwalk, and she's like, oh, my husband wants to do that.
Well, if you ever want to know how to ultimately downsize, we'll be glad to have a cup of coffee and chat about that.
Yes.
Well, I think it's important that we share this with our viewers, and we'll see you next time on the Senior Scoop, where Kelsey and I will be discussing more topics, all senior related. So we'll join you next time.
Thank you so much for joining.